It is Wednesday morning. It's Jim White, Simon Jordan, Danny Murphy. We're talking West Ham. West Ham at the moment, who ride fairly high in the Premier League. They're sixth at the moment, 34 points, and everybody's chasing Liverpool at the top. This is West Ham with a European trophy in the cabinet after winning it last season in Prague. And this is West Ham, who this season are still going well in Europe. But last night they went out the FA Cup. Danny is suggesting maybe this is as good as it gets for West Ham under David Moyes. But what do the rank and file of West Ham think this morning regards the position of David Moyes and where the club is going? It always amazes me. Well, it doesn't actually anymore. The response we get in the show is unbelievable. So many West Ham fans getting in touch, and we are absolutely delighted to bring you to air. Scott, good morning. What's your take on all of this? First off, you went out the cup last night. How did that happen?
Hello, it is me you talk to, yeah?
It is you, Scott. Good morning, Scott.
Right. I rung up, believe it or not, I used to be a big Danny Murphy fan, but he winds me up so much, I've rung straight up.
Don't blame you, mate.
Danny Murphy, can I start by telling him why he winds me up, right? During this season, I've listened to him tell me on the radio that Spurs deserve a manager like Ange to take over from a Conte or a Mourinho. They deserve that football. And yet he keeps sticking up for this narcissist fossil that we've had because we won a trophy that we won in spite of him because of a good squad and spending £500 million. We play the same football whether we play against Man City or Bristol City. There's no passion. The half-time team talks. They must be watching the Racing Post for the race at tomorrow. The subs are rubbish. He brings on Johnson McCoofell last night when we're chasing the game. Usual stuff. He leaves subs on the line for 5-6 minutes getting cold. He doesn't play the youth. I could go on and on and on. I haven't gone over there. I'll give up my season ticket. I will not go back over there till he's gone. He's spoiling the whole fan base. We're all against each other. Well, not everyone. 99% I think want him out. There's 1% of people that don't even know where Upton Park was that want him to stay. I just can't follow the club. And I blame the owner, your mate. He should have got rid of him straight after the final.
Who's mate?
On. Your mate at Sullivan.
My mate?
Your mate, Jim, yeah.
Mates with him.
All right, yeah, I like him. Sorry, Scott, sorry.
I'll spend more time with him, we won't.
Yeah, but what you've got to realise, Jim, he tells you what he wants to get out on this radio. He's two-faced. He tells one thing to one person, tells something to another. I think 99% of the fans would go back. I know we're in sixth place, but I could go through the games. We've got points this year where we've been so lucky. So lucky.
Have you found him to be two-faced, Scott, when you've met him?
No, you're the one that could tell me that.
Or have you met him?
No, I've not met him in person.
Oh, you haven't met him?
I've met him.
Oh, you haven't met him?
I have met him, and he is two-faced.
So, Danny,
well, we
deviate.
deviate. He's entitled to his opinion. He watches the team every week. That's fine. But there was how many West Ham fans were in the final? 20,000, 30,000 went over there. They looked together when they won that trophy.
Danny, I loved it.
You were at Arsenal, what was it, 2 weeks ago when you went to Arsenal and beat them 2-0?
Yes.
You beat United 2-0 the week before that. You beat Tottenham earlier in the season. You've got all these games where you play really well and you're competitive with the top teams. And the fan... Hold on, let me finish. You've said yours. All the fans are together singing and the stadium and the atmosphere looks great. And then you have a poor game, like every team does in the Prem, by the way, has poor runs and poor form. I'm not suggesting the football is wonderful, but you are trying to say that you think someone else can come in and play better football and be competitive with the big teams. You can only be competitive with Arsenal's, Tottenham's and Man U's of this world if you have some pragmatism and some tactical nous. So, fine. Tottenham have got better players than you. Ange can do that. Tottenham have been watching Dross for 2 years. Ange can come in and try and play on the front foot because he's got better players than you. You haven't got those players to do it.
They might have 2 or 3 good players, Tottenham, but I'll tell you what, our front three and Alvarez, we've got some top players, mate.
You have got some good players, yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, I really feel for Danny Ings. He gets a lot of stick. Moyes has never made a decent striker anywhere he's been, Everton, West Ham, wherever, when he's done certainly well. They've all been poor under him because he doesn't play that style that suits a lone striker. Danny Ings will leave West Ham, and I'm convinced will score goals for someone else.
Well, Bowen scored more. Under Moyes, Bowen's been tremendous at right wing and centre forward. Antonio's had his best seasons in a West Ham shirt under Moyes.
Antonio is a one-off. He's not a forward, and he's strong. I don't like him getting stick.
Scott, I tell you what, actually, mate, stay on the line because here's Ryan, a fellow West Ham fan. Unlike Scott, Ryan, do you go to the games?
I do, yes.
Okay, so what do you want to say about where West Ham are at under David Moyes?
when Moyes came back in, when we were in relegation trouble, he came in with a counter-attacking football. That's what he brought in, because we were under all sorts of pressure. Bearing in mind, that's how Leicester City won the league. So let's just bear that in mind. When we had the second spell, the season we won the cup, Moyes came out and said, I'm going to try and play a different side of football. I'm going to try and keep the ball more. And we got hammered most weeks and we're in trouble because, again, we didn't have the players. Hence why Paqueta, Kudos and all of that have come in. And this season, he has tried to mix it up. But you can't have it all. You can't beat the top sides and have the ball and be doing flicks and tricks. I don't understand what and the Facebook groups are the same. They're a 50-50 split. Some are pragmatists and go, look, we've won a trophy, we're sixth in the league, we're not worrying about relegation after Christmas, we're having it away. Some are more of a delusional outset that believe the West Ham way of flicks and tricks and constant passing football you can still do in this day and age, considering the West Ham way is a myth between 1966 and 1980 and ain't been seen since.
Well, you say that. Some of the football I've seen between the relationship building with Kudos and Paqueta has been sensational, and I'd bow into that. They've had some games where they look a real threat.
But Ryan, where does your mind regards West Ham under David Moyes at this particular time? Can it get better under him?
Oh, without question. But we lost last night because all of our attacking players are either at the AFCON or injured.
Yeah.
That's why we lost last night.
So what would you say to...
The only reason he's bringing Johnson off the bench is because he ain't got anyone else to bring on.
So what would you say to Scott, the West Ham fan who said what he said about Moyes and West Ham and he doesn't go anymore?
Well, give Moyes a 5-year contract. When we're walking around with the UEFA Cup at the end of the season, he can sit at home with the ump, can't he?
What would you say to that, Scott?
No, it's laughable. I mean, we didn't lose last night because we haven't got 3 players missing. We go out with that squad last night. The team out on that field, we play press, we get possession against a lower base team and tackle and show fight, which they did. I really was impressed with them. We win that game. It's all rubbish, all this, what he's saying. It's absolute rubbish.
I think you make one...
It's not 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's about 10% of people that have just got their tongue up Moyes' backside and won't have anything bad said about the bloke. He plays low block week after week, defensive. He's not counter-attacking.
Are you one of those 10%, Ryan, with your tongue where it maybe shouldn't be?
Look, if that's what it takes for West Ham to win trophies, I'll have it.
Oh, here we go. Winning trophies, yeah. He's won 1 trophy in 1,000 games. He's an absolute genius.
I mean, Ryan...
We've won 1 trophy in my lifetime.
Ryan, what's your opinion on the split? Because you're there at the games. What's your opinion on the split? Does it change from week to week, or is it 50-50?
Yeah, if we beat Arsenal, everyone loves him. We lose to Bristol City, all the more fickle fans will turn their nose up at it, and that's football. But you have to have a pragmatic look at it and have we're still in the UEFA Cup. We're
sixth in the
league. We've got a trophy in the cabinet. We're not worried about relegation. You know, everyone moaned when we went up to Liverpool in the Cup, lost 5-1 because he changed the team, and then we come back and beat Man United.
Yeah.
So we haven't got the squad depth. Fornals, Benrahma, Creswell. We haven't got the squad depth.
Sure. But Ryan, are you going to continue to go home and away?
No problems at all. West Ham till I die.
There you go. And Scott, you're going to stick at home just chucking insults about?
Jim, you give me all that I ain't got. I've been probably more games than that bloke's been anyway, so I won't go there. I'm 56 years old. I've got my opinions. I do go to the odd game, but I won't pay for the season ticket.
Okay, fair point. Scott, thank you very much indeed. Ryan, thank you very much indeed. We're coming up to 11 o'clock.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.